My husband and I have both been unfaithful and we're currently in EMS Online. Our group leader suggested looking at the 5 apology languages as supplemental sources. So my husband and I both completed the online quiz to determine our apology language. We both have a primary language of making restitution. I understand that there's nothing that can ever be done to fully make restitution for our actions, and that forgiveness from the other person is necessary to move forward with reconciliation. Yet, I still feel at least some effort at restitution should be made, at the very least, to show that we're willing to move forward from this. But how? What actions could be considered making restitution? This is something he and I have talked about and have both struggled with finding an answer to, yet both agree that it's something we want and believe would help our progress. Any suggestions would be helpful. Thank you. Sometimes making restitution after an affair is just letting the other person know you see their pain, being emotionally responsive when they're hurting, rather than saying, well, I'm hurt too. Just lean into them. That's a moment of restitution. I remember something one of our therapists said once, which I thought was also a way of making restitution. He told his wife, he said, I have forever given up the right to say, why can't you get over this? And I want you to know you can bring this up, and I'm always going to sit there and listen. That is a way that I can make restitution. Another way that we make living amends or restitutions, I believe, is working really hard at considering our mate and just letting them know what we're doing to keep ourselves safe and to keep them safe, rather than kind of pretending that nothing ever happened. That's another way of making restitution. Another way of making restitution is when things come up that are triggers. Immediately saying, I'm so sorry what I've done to you and how that impacts you. I think another way of making restitution is them being able to see you, both of you, working really hard at never being the other person, that person that acted out. Instead, you take recovery seriously. 84% of betrayed spouses in a survey we did a few years back stated the one thing their mate could do that ultimately, made them feel honorable again was simply working a strong recovery program. And in a way, working a strong recovery program, letting them see the work you're doing at reform, is another way of restitution. Hopefully that gives you a few ideas that may help.